Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back with another video finally. It's taken me ages to get to it as usual, but anyway, I have to wait for my brother to finish working in case I don't want to disrupt the video and all that kind of stuff. I explained it on my Facebook, not sure if I managed to explain it on YouTube. I think I did, but I have a problem with my lighting in my room. But anyway, I saw some breaking news for Celtic. Sorry for those who are not in football, but that's one thing I was thinking about. It's like, I did think about Celtic, but out of the videos I wanted to cover, or topics I wanted to cover and whatnot, I thought, I might talk about Celtic hopefully, excuse me, on Saturday or Sunday. I might do like message to Celtic fans, message to Celtic sports and that kind of thing, and question to Celtic fans or supporters or whatever on Friday or Saturday or Sunday or whatever, respectively. Hopefully all being well, but I think we've basically, our manager has resigned and we've got a new manager coming in. I think it's Martin O'Neill. So I hope things work out for him, and I hope Celtic can get back our season on track domestically and forget about Europe, just focus on domestically. So again, sorry for anyone who's not into footy, soccer, or whatever you want to call it. But these videos are not not specifically about such. So please bear with me. But yeah, that's a bit of breaking news for any Celtic supporters who might watch my videos as well, or people who are into footy generally. So yeah, I only just heard that when I got online. About 5 or 10 minutes ago or so, as soon as I got onto YouTube. But I still have a problem with my Facebook. They've sort of deleted my account, and they're giving me, now it's 178 days or something I've got to appeal or something, and they haven't got a place where I can post or appeal or whatever, or any email. So I've sort of put in the help support centre, but it's use the expression, but bugged up my Facebook, so I would have loved to have been able to upload on both just in case, but I hope this video, touch wood, stays where it is. But not being able to connect with my friends and family on Facebook, being quite reclusive, that's my way of connecting with the world in many ways, because sometimes I can be quite reclusive. I go to my coffee mornings, or for me tea mornings, because I don't drink coffee, but other than that I can be quite reclusive. So my way of communicating with the outside world is things like making videos and things like that, trying to be creative and whatever. But yeah, Facebook, for whatever reason, I don't know if I've been hacked, or it's just because my punctuation, or I post too much, or I was talking about fundraising, whatever, and it got a wrong impression, or whatever has happened. It seems like I'm not the only one, because my friend Kirk, he got his channel just randomly taken away from him for no reason. I don't know if he seemed to just say it was taken away without even warning any chance to appeal or whatever, from the way he said it, and he had to make a new account or whatever, or something like that. So I was hoping I'd get it back, but I'm hoping to get it back ASAP. But anyway, I'm stuck with just one thing at the moment. I'd love to have like my videos on all sorts of platforms. But I'm going to get back to the topic. Sorry. These are pointers number 1 to 10 as per usual. I hope I put part 1 in the comments. I think I did it in brackets or whatever. But yeah, I think I talked about it last week. Message to Meta. And I put etc. because when I say etc, it means I could go on all day or talk about different things, but it's not just message to Meta when I put etc. So it's like normally when I think I could go on all day, but I put etc. to cover base, or I put and so on and so forth, or whatever. But anyway, so I'll try and get to the point. I do struggle to be coherent in explaining this, but I'll give it my best shot. So number 1, I talk about 1, 2, or for 1, or share for share. It's my strange way of saying it. So one thing I was thinking I could talk about is like Black Mondays, or as I put it, Black Mondays, a very in my strange sort of way. But as I say, touch wood, these videos will last for as long as possible, and hopefully make a genuine difference. Like if someone offered me a solution, a different way, if someone says, "Oh, you talk a lot and you write a lot, but these are some things you could do better," and they give me constructive criticism or constructive feedback, basically generally including criticism, then I can take that on the chin and take it on board and try and implement it if I can. But if someone just criticizes for the sake of it, I get really annoyed. I probably should just accept that not everyone thinks the same way. But yeah, I was thinking like I said, I could talk about Black Mondays, and things like that, which I hope to cover sort of as well. But I thought, as it's the 27th, and I think of the number 27 as rewards, I thought I'd talk about this. In fact, last week I was even thinking like maybe I could wait. If I was patient, I would have waited till today anyway to cover it. But and covered some of the covered like Black Mondays last week, but coulda, shoulda, woulda. But I wanted to get it done ASAP. But basically, I talk about 1, 2, or for 1 of share for share. So it could be, you could call it 1, 2, 1 or 1, 4, 1. I call it 1, 2, or for 1 because of my patterns. Like I say, 1 being first in a sentence, 2 being second, and or 4 being fourth. And the idea is, like for each video, or each thing someone helped me to write, each video someone helped me to produce, or or each thing people helped me to type, or whatever organization. I hope this makes as much sense as possible. I hope this makes sense, basically. But and I do struggle to be coherent, so apologies for that. But I would return the favor. So, like say Meta, I'd post up positive things about Meta. Facebook, I'd make positive videos. Andrew will post up positive things about YouTube. I know YouTube is kind of like a video sharing platform, and it's not quite the same as Facebook, although Facebook has that feature. Maybe YouTube, I mean, that's an idea for YouTube. Maybe they could say, oh, we're going to be like just like Facebook has made it video sharing sort of thing. Maybe Facebook could, YouTube could have similar posts at what Meta has, and implement some of their ideas as well, perhaps, and improve them. But yeah, so that's one thing I wanted to talk about. Like, so each video Meta helped me to, or helped me to make, or each thing helped me to type, or whatever. I'd love to post up positive things about them, either through typing my writings and or through my videos. Moving on, number 2, also any of my goals or things I want to work on, like supporting Black entrepreneurs, for instance, dyslexic or Black entrepreneurs or whatever, I'd love to return the favor. Again, for like what I call Black Mondays, or as I put it, Black Mondays are very, given my strange use of patterns and alliterations and whatever, and strange sort of ways of saying things, admittedly, and typing things or whatever. But yeah, I was thinking like things that begin with M, as it's a Monday, so like things like millionaires, millionairesses, like money makers, entrepreneurs, CEOs. I know that doesn't give them, but Black in business, like CEOs, MDs, chairmen, chairwomen, and whatnot. Also like blacklisted, which could be a list of Black-owned businesses and things like projects, especially businesses and whatnot. So I was thinking that normally blacklisted is a negative term, but I thought turn it on its head, turn it to a positive, because people might say in the past, like, or even now, like if we think of things that are called black or dark, they're normally seen as negative. So this could be sort of turning that on its head and saying like blacklisted being a list, basically a directory and that kind of thing of Black-owned businesses. Again, I hope that makes sense. But yeah, whoever supports my goals, I hope to return the favor in the fairest way possible. Number 3, I hope there'll be lots of tax incentives, which I'll be talking about recently. So companies like, whether that's banks like Barclays, NatWest, Lloyds, or whatever, or businesses, or even like Goldman Sachs or BlackRock, or any investors, Berkshire Hathaway, Cascade Investments, or whatever, or even Microsoft itself, or whichever organizations by supporting dyslexic and or Black-owned businesses. It'd be great if they got tax cuts. And I dream that, talking about Meta, I dream that Meta, but also like YouTube, TikTok, and other video sharing platforms or whatever, could support dyslexic and or Black social media influencers. I know there's not many days left of October, which, as I mentioned before, is both Dyslexic Awareness and Black History Month. Coincidentally, perhaps, because I think there's a lot in common with dyslexic and or Black people and the challenges we both face. And that kind of thing. I was thinking, I'm not sure if I've been officially diagnosed as dyslexic. I'm pretty sure I have when I was younger. Maybe we're not 100% sure. But yeah, I mean, you probably can't tell I'm dyslexic unless I tell you, because I had extra help with a really good special ed teacher who taught me how to spell. Obviously, my problems with my punctuation, so guessing and having bad habits, guessing where to put exclamations and whatever, semicolons or whatever, and having bad habits, as I put it, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, I suppose there's no such thing as a free lunch. So it's probably not free support, so to speak. They get something in return, which is it's good for their PR or whatever. That's probably why organisations do so, do things like that. Like, so I think I know YouTube already, for instance, already had things with like Black YouTubers or whatever. But I think for October they could do more like Black British YouTubers, for instance, just like they could do for like American YouTubers in February, and also for dyslexic YouTubers and whatnot. I talked about like a potential channel name, like a dyslexic YouTuber, and there could be different ones where we could subscribe to each other and that kind of thing, and make a living from such if we struggle to find work in a more traditional sense. Number 4, there was something I was going to say in the intro and I've completely forgotten. Oh yeah, I was thinking because it's a 27th today, and again the number 27 reminds me of awards and that kind of thing, rewarding things, and I guess an award is kind of similar to rewards as well, but now I'm getting my train of thought again, playing on again, sorry. Not that it works most of the time, but I was thinking, yeah, is there something I wanted to ask, like I was hoping to have my Facebook channel back, profile back, sorry. But yeah, I was thinking to ask, like, are there any people or things that you're grateful for and struggle towards, sorry, and who would you like to thank and what for, and like who would you like to reward generally? I guess saying thank you is a type of reward, but who would you reward? There's something I want to say on rewards, but I'll probably save it for a bit later on in either part 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. I say it's a lot later than planned, and I know I made these in 4 parts. I hope to get around to part 4 because yesterday I didn't get around to doing part 4, so I got a bit lazy and started watching YouTube. But anywho, I'm sort of running out of things to watch on YouTube, admittedly. But moving on, number 5, as I say, for like Dyslexia Awareness and Black History Month, and thinking like Mondays, things happening with them. Like I'd love to support dyslexic and trickle black movie producers, directors, and whatnot. And again, more dyslexic and trickle black women, for instance, to become millionairesses and maybe billionairesses. Although I'd love for dyslexics to be philanthropists, so to give our money away as much as possible. Obviously, that would be their personal choice, but that would be a dream I've got. I think that was point number 5. So yeah, dyslexic and trickle black ambition. Funny enough, I'm drinking out this mug which says girl power, but thinking about like supporting things like Black Girls Code and things like that. But raising the profile as well is another thing I was going to say for dyslexic and trickle black women and girls who have done well as well, to inspire not just the blokes but women as well. So there's more representation, which I talked about as well, like how some people say that there's the representation is like, excuse the expression, but like not very diverse, too white, if you excuse the expression if you would, but for one of a better way of putting it, so that it would be good to see more black or even Asian representation for people with dyslexia, for instance, because I guess if you're in an Asian household, being dyslexic must be a nightmare, especially being a traditional Asian household like my mum. I'm thankful she gave up on me, because I mean my mum did try and send me to tuition, unfortunately. I mean, probably helped a little bit, but it was a nightmare. I think it would be better to just save that money or whatever, or if I just set me a little tuck shop or something when I was younger, something like that. But it's all ifs and buts, I guess, so you can't go back in time. But number 6, I suppose, as I say, I was thinking like 1, 2, or 4, 1 or share and rewards and who I'd like to reward and how and all that kind of thing. But going a little bit off topic again, I thought I'd talk about a hodgepodge of things, like mixed up Mondays or whatever. But I was thinking, and sometimes I like to mix these videos up generally as well, but thinking about Italian teams like AC Milan, I was thinking like what dyslexic and trickle black people could contribute to, like AC Monza, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Roma, and things like that. I didn't want it to be 3. It's 6th, so I didn't want it to be 3 6s. So I thought I'd pick 4 teams, so I added Roma, and that kind of thing. Number 7, also how we could network together to make life easier for ourselves and each other. And what dyslexic and trickle black people could contribute to Celtic as well. Again, hope to talk more about Celtic. It sort of came as a surprise or even a shock that when Brendan Rodgers resigned. It might be for the best, I don't know. It could be a challenge for Martin O'Neill. It's going to be a challenge, but I hope it's a challenge that he can take on and conquer, basically. And I hope that he can turn our season around. I think Celtic should not focus Again, sorry for anyone who's not into footy or soccer or whatever you want to call it. But I think that he should. I was going to say he should turn around. I think Celtic as a club should say, let's forget about Europe this season. Let's get our season back on track. Let's hopefully do everything we can to win the Cup, the Scottish Cup, the Premier Cup, and especially the league as well. I hope we can win a double or even a treble. But certainly at the moment it's really difficult. We've got to catch up with Hearts. So I think every game now domestically should be like a final. And I'd love to see more young players and fringe players be played in the European games. In fact, as I said recently, I think it could be a chance for them to showcase, like, so to the new manager, like before Brendan even resigned or whatever. I thought it could show that they could stake their claim to get picked for the team. I think that would be really cool if they were given a chance, young players and fringe players, and then maybe they're not good enough or whatever. But if we lose I'd rather lose in Europe. Like we won in Europe against Graz, or however you pronounce it. I often say like we as a supporter. I don't know why I put we. I probably shouldn't, because I said in the past like people might see me as a fake supporter. But I think we, as I say, should. I think it's because what my brother said, like, why do people say we? It's not like you're even playing the game, but as a supporter, it feels like we're connected, like a family of supporters or whatever. And I'd love to do Zoom chats with my fellow Italian footy fans and Celtic fans, and to ask both Italian fans and Celtic fans, like, what would you do to improve Italian football and Celtic respectively? But yeah, I think it would be good if they laid claim, they laid a stake, just basically showed. And again, whether it was Brendan Rodgers or the new manager now, even more of an incentive to say, please pick me. You don't need to pick these players if they're not performing. Basically, maybe not, obviously not literally, but saying that way, by showing, by making their actions speak louder than words, basically. Sorry. But yeah, even if we lose and we lose in Europe, because I can't see us going all the way in Europe, but you never know. Maybe Martin could turn it around, but I think we're so far behind the league. I think we need to focus on that, because otherwise we could jeopardize with it, like injuries, tiredness, and things like that, and lack of focus and that kind of thing. Although in the past we've been in the Champions League and all that kind of thing, but especially the fact that we're 8 points behind, I think we need to kick in gear. And like, as I say, every domestic game to me should be a final now. Should be seen as a final, whether that's in the cup or in the league. Because we got to go and win that. And then next season we could always build and go to Europe. So again, sorry for anyone who's not a big fan of footy or whatever. But moving on, number 8, I often mention as well another thing, talking about message to meta, but even more generally, as I said, etc., and talking about different things. I would love to have my own. Talking about myself, I know I'm trying to focus more on dyslexia more generally, and Black people more generally, Dyslexia Awareness Month and Black History Month. But as someone who has neurodivergent conditions or whatever, again, I'm mainly trying to focus more on dyslexia rather than, let's say, autism, ADHD or whatever at this moment in time. But in November, I'm hoping to focus on neurodiversity more generally and how we can network together, broaden the horizons, I guess, or whatever you want to put it. I forgot to say in point number 7 about robots, but I'll talk about that a bit later. But me personally, I would love to have, and I'm talking about myself a little bit, but to have my own creative rooms and spaces and whatever, where I could write without distractions, and like, no, if I write something, it's going to be made it. No one's going to hopefully move it, or being well. No, it probably can't be guaranteed, but yeah, being able to avoid distractions, and hopefully no one will be able to move my stuff, my things, or whatever, ideally, and hopefully I'll be out of other people's way as well, with my hoarding and whatever, as much as possible, I'll be out of other people's way. But I suppose it's like productive. I want to be productive in my own way. I'm not very good with my hands. In fact, I'm terrible with my hands, with being dyspraxic as well. I want to focus on dyslexia, but I'm not very good at much. But I do love to write, even though I can't write properly. I love to sort of scribble down my writings, although for me that's not particularly messy, but for other people they say it's quite messy. But yeah, I love to write things, as they and make videos and things like that. But yeah, I love to have my own creative spaces and rooms where I get no distractions, ideally, and I get to hyper focus on certain things, which I do struggle with. But if I could avoid all the distractions, that would be cool. And maybe sometimes network with others there. I can be a bit reclusive, but maybe dyslexic and struggle black people could also have their own creative rooms where they could go and like learn how to program. I think it'd be cool if libraries. I probably left this idea a bit late, but it would be cool if libraries and places like that had their own spaces for dyslexic and struggle black people to do so. For Dyslexic Awareness Month and Blackish Month generally, I did try and express the idea about a week or so ago on Facebook to like Leicestershire libraries, and I'm hoping to discuss those ideas in this neurodiverse thing I'm going to tomorrow, all being well. Hopefully, but yeah, having my own creative spaces and places and all that kind of thing, and I hope I'm able to articulate as well as possible. I do worry like if people won't be able to understand me when I say about like one to or one or share and things like that. So like let's say a mosque gave me a room or a place that I could write in notebooks like this or whatever, obviously, and make videos and things like that. And they gave me a Quran and they wanted me to share it in my local town or city or whatever it might be. I would do so. In the past, I thought like to put like a Quran or Bible, or depending on who helps me, into my notebooks, or to put my notebooks or whatever into a Quran or a Bible or whatever, and share it along with that. So they helped me to distribute that. And I wanted to use my Facebook profile as well. So like someone might say, why would I help you to write that when I can just share a Quran or a Bible myself and send it to wherever. But yeah, I thought I could also post up positive things about them. So again, hope that all makes sense. But yeah, maybe dyslexic and struggle black people could have their own creative rooms as well. I talk about like how I love for dyslexic and struggle black people to make things for Halloween and share them on my timeline. So I hope I get my Facebook back ASAP. So I had so many plans for it, I still do. But anyway, I'm going to move on to number 9. As talking about this notebook, as I said before, I hope to give this as a present to the black community with my ideas about hopefully empowering the black community in the future. And I'm sure there's something else I was going to say about like notebooks like this and with my ideas and how I hope it will benefit, in this case, the black community, symbolically as it has a black cover. But yeah, things about like supporting this black CEOs, chief executive officers, MDs, managing directors, women in business, black women in business, or even girls or boys to start their own little businesses, fundraising for such so they can take that risk and set up their own little tuck shops and learn to network and handle money together, that kind of thing. And tomorrow I'm hopefully going to talk, not tomorrow, Wednesday, I'm hopefully going to talk about finding out about black writers and writing it in notebooks like this, writing up the research on such as much as possible, or at least helping to raise their profiles so people can find out more about them. I know I covered poets and artists, so I hope those videos will last as long as possible. And again, I hope to get my timeline back, my Facebook, all that kind of stuff, ASAP. And I keep thinking I'm going to forget something, or I've forgotten something. But number 10, finally, number 10, I hope to support young people, young dyslexic and black people for what's left of October. I suppose there's only 3 or 4 days left, but I hope it goes as well as possible. And one more thing, I'll finish on. Sorry, let me get my words out. For some reason, I'm stumbling on my words. I think I might have lost my confidence with like losing my Facebook or answering or wondering whether people understand me or whatever. But anyway, sorry. I love to support young dyslexic and struggle black people. I was going to say, yeah, sorry, I said that one. Sorry. My thoughts go to the people of Jamaica and the Caribbean with this hurricane. And I hope, God willing, and Godspeed and touch wood or whatever, that it won't be as bad as they say it's going to be, like a Category 5 hurricane. So I hope it won't be as bad as it's predicted. But anyway, I think God should make everyone happy. I wish God would make everyone happy. And on that hopefully positive note, I'm finally out. Sorry, I'm struggling to get the point, but anyway, peace and love. Bye.